Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. All right, today's beautiful Tuesday episode, and boy, do I got a thread for you guys. All right, people who went to a wedding where the couple didn't last long. What happened? All right, let's get on into it. Jump right on into it. Witnessed by my parents, not me. During the wedding reception, someone asked the bride and groom when they were going to have kids. They had been dating for 8 years before getting married, so everyone assumed they were going to have kids immediately after getting married. The groom loudly said, "Oh man, I'm never having kids." The bride burst into tears and had to go to the restroom. They lasted about a year. Oh, you think that's something they would have talked about during that long time, but who knows? Oh, bro. That's fucked up. I know to her, she was just like, you don't want to have kids? Like, what have we been doing then? Oh, damn. And they got divorced after a year. The bride and groom got married, and within 3 months, the bride found out the groom was married and had kids in a different country. What? How? How do you... What? How do you get all the way up to a point of a marriage with somebody, and then you realize he's got kids somewhere else? Okay. God damn. Wow. My grandmother was married before she met my grandfather. I've only heard this story once or twice, but she was 17. He was in his 20s. She was dirt poor in Kentucky and he had a job. They got married, and within a few weeks, he got pretty rough with her. When she told her parents, it came to light that he had been abusive for a while. Her dad and brothers didn't know her new husband as well as they'd like, since he was going to be part of the family and all, so they invited him on a hunting trip. Anyway, there was some kind of accident and the guy got shot. What? Since he had been in the service and she was his widow, my grandmother got some veteran benefits for the rest of her life. Shortly after there, when she was 1920, she met my grandfather, and that's when they were married, just a few months shy of 50 years. One of the most compatible couples I've ever met. Yo, they took this nigga out in the woods and was just like, "So you like beating women, eh?" And like, "Well, I got something for you there, my guy." Like, whoa. Yo, the 50s was a different time, my guy. Hey, dude. They was out here clapping motherfuckers for beating on women. God damn. That's crazy. Like, imagine shit like that was still flying today. Woo! Man! God damn. That is crazy. Hey, took that nigga out in the woods and get clapped. Actually, I performed a wedding at a local bar. What? Huh? We left about 10 p.m. The newlyweds got drunk, started fighting, and were arrested, spending the night in jail. Oh my God. Like, what? First off, how the hell did you do a wedding in a bar? Like, why? Why would you do that? You know? That's so weird. Like, we met at this bar and now we're going to do our whole wedding at the bar? Like, I guess. I mean, that was just a recipe for disaster, if I'm being honest with you. My goodness. That must have been in the South. Let's be honest here. Come on, man. I didn't actually attend the wedding during the lockdown when we were working from home. This one colleague was always reluctant to have work-related one-to-one calls with male colleagues such as myself. Eventually, I found out that her fiance would moan and get jealous that she was talking to other men on Teams. even if it was 100% professional and work related. Even then, I thought, whoa, but figured it wasn't my place to say anything. They got married about 2 years ago. About 9 months ago, he asked for a divorce by text as he, Mr. Jealous, had found someone else. Nigga. Really? Really? This motherfucker was so mad that she was talking to other dudes in a professional setting, mind you, on TeamSpeak, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna go find me another girl. Man, fuck this bitch. I deserve better. You know, drizzle, drizzle. No. Oh my God. That is so fucked up though. Like, she got divorced for doing her job. Like, nigga. Come on, man. You can't divorce a girl for doing her job. What the hell is wrong with you? Golly. Both my brother and sister had short marriages. Sister, husband turned up to the wedding high on crack. She fell in love with someone. A nigga, what? First off, why? You know you're getting married that day, so why are you doing crack? Like, was the nerves that much and somebody was just like, yo, smoke on this, I got you, fam? Or what, you know? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Hey. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know. Brother had a destination wedding on the top of a mountain that took half a day for the guests to hike, including my dad, who was missing a kneecap. They wound up with an open marriage, but the wife ran off with the other guy and their cat. Damn, man. Damn. She took the cat and said, peace, nigga. I never wanted this open bullshit. I use this open bullshit to find me another man. That's pretty much what she did. She was like, oh, you want an open relationship? Cool. Then no problem. Do your thing. But I'm going to use this opportunity to go find me or my real husband. Like, damn. Everybody in the comments are like, I hope the cat's well. Yeah, the little chippy tender. He's going through stuff. Okay. They were both 35, successful lawyer and doctor, but had never spent the night at each other's house. After the marriage, they couldn't agree who would move in with who and filed a divorce after 3 months. No one knows why they even got married at all. I guess they felt like they were supposed to at that age. You guys don't have to live together. Like, I get it. If you're married, you're successful, you got your own home, she has her own home. Why do you guys have to change anything? You don't have to live together just because you're married. If living separately is comfortable for you guys and that works, then that works. Why not try to make that work? You know? That makes no sense to me. Make that work. If that's what you're comfortable with and you guys are fine living separately, but you're married, why not? Why not? I don't see the point. I really don't see the point in you guys getting a divorce over that. Like, god damn, that's a dumb reason to get a divorce. Like, oh man, you know, why'd you get a divorce? Like, he goes on a date and, you know, the girl is just like, oh, you know, why'd you get divorced? And, you know, he's just like, well, you know, she had her own home, I had my own home, and we didn't know if we wanted to live together. We couldn't agree on that. And it's like, huh? You know, like, it just makes the next person that you meet feel like, you know, is this motherfucker gonna break up with me over something stupid too? You know, I don't know. I just don't think that's something you should get a divorce over. Saw some signs at the wedding, like ignoring each other, making rude and snide remarks publicly, etc. They tried to fix their marriage by having a kid. Oh, damn. Earlier than they planned, and that led to a divorce. Both are married to different people now and have had more kids. By all accounts, far more civil, even more cordial with each other. Yo. Damn, like, my biggest thing sometimes is, why do people get married when they know that they're not trying to get married to that person? And it's always a thing where it's like one person, thinks everything is super fine in the relationship. They're just like, yo, this relationship is great, everything is fantastic. And then the other person is just like, man, there's a lot we need to work on, there's a lot we need to deal with. But, they see the excitement in their partner's eyes and they see the love in their, like, it's there. Maybe our issues aren't as bad as I think they are. Fuck it, let's do it. And then when the marriage comes, or when they're in the marriage, then they're just like, well, that didn't change shit. That didn't fix nothing. And then they're sitting there feeling stupid, like, great, now I'm in this marriage and nothing's changed. I'm not happy. Let's have a kid. Maybe that'll help out things. Then you have a kid and it's just more stress on top of stress on top of stress. And then, before you know it, it's just like, it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, I get it. Try to make things work. But honestly, getting married and having kids, they aren't the solutions. We need to go to therapy. You guys need to, and that's coming from somebody who really doesn't believe that therapy works. If I'm being honest with you, I mean, the multitude of times I've been in therapy, whether it was couples therapy or it was, just solo therapy, it's just never worked. It's always been a Band-Aid, it was what I've noticed. And for me, I've realized that creative outlets are what helped me, but I didn't get that from a therapist. I had to figure that out on my own. Therapists just, a lot of times they just put a Band-Aid on a lot of things, and that's me. I'm not saying it couldn't work for them, and that's why I suggest it. I'm like, you never know, it could work for them. What works for some, may not work for others. So it's like, you never know. During the reception, the bride's niece accidentally knocked over a drink that splashed the bride's shoes, and she backhanded her in front of everyone. Yo! Oh, it caused a huge fight, and the groom walked out right then. Oh my God. That man was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Why did you smack her like that? It's shoes. It's shoes, mind you. We're at the reception. So at this point, it's like the ceremony and all the niceness and all the pleasantries and all that kind of stuff. It's over. It's over. We're at the end. This is just the party with the family and friends. Your dress can get fucking salsa all over it. It's not going to matter. It's done. You've had your moment walking down the aisle. You had your moment being up on the pew. You had your moment, kissing the groom and walking down the thing. It's over. You didn't need to do all that. She straight backhanded that little girl. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I would have walked out of that bitch too. I'd have been like, who the fuck are you? Like, imagine having kids with that girl. Imagine. Damn. Your toddler walks around and falls on their face and she's just like, little nigga, get up. The wedding was beautiful and the most expensive wedding I'd ever been to. The bride worked for a fashion designer in New York City and had 3 different dresses she wore during different parts of the wedding. They announced that she was pregnant soon after the wedding, and unfortunately scans showed there were a few things wrong with the baby. The stress of the situation caused my cousin / the husband to relapse and go back to his old heroin habit. What the fuck? Oh my God. Which apparently she had no idea about. His drug use quickly spiraled and he got fired from his job for stealing, and then his wife found out about it and all moved out to stay with their parents. Baby was born 100% healthy. Scans had got it wrong. He tried to quit drugs and make amends with her, but it was rocky and she divorced him before their first anniversary. He dipped off a few years doing drugs, then got sober and found out he had brain cancer, relapsed, got sober again, and had his brain tumor removed. Now he is sober and remarried and has a few kids with his new wife. My God, bro, your cousin has lived a life. Jesus. My God. Ay, ay, ay. And then on top of that, it kind of sucks. It's like, you had it all. You had a fairly successful girl. You were doing your thing. You had got sober. I'm sure you had a good job to some degree, you know what I mean? But it just like, man, what prompted you to go back to drugs is my thing. Like, everything's going well for you. Why would you go back? Oh, damn, man. I mean, it's his life turned around, but Jesus. All right, my brother got married to a woman from Russia while in the army. The whole family thought she married him for a green card. Facts. They had their ceremony in Gazibu in the military base. It was I'm sorry. they had their ceremony in a gazebo. I don't know what the fuck I was reading. They had their ceremony in a gazebo on the military base. It was a small gathering of family that traveled to it from out of state. His best friends since high school got ordained just so he could marry them. My brother was really excited. He wore a nice suit, and the bride, well, she showed up in a bright pink tracksuit. They divorced a year later. Well, I mean, she is Russian, man. So, she was just like, no, we don't wear dress. We wear tracksuit everywhere we go. And he was just like, the fuck did I marry? Because I guarantee you through that year that they were actually married, he was like, God damn. Like, what the fuck? And, and I'm sure she was insufferable. My God, I'm sure she was like, why don't you make more money? I don't want to work. I just want to be at home all day. Why don't you get me a green card so we can go back to America? Like, bro, Jesus. I can guarantee you she was just insufferable to that man. God. All right. In contrast to some others here, this couple lasted long, a full 6 months. Oh, yeah, 6 months is so long. Until she confessed to cheating on him repeatedly with several men for several years, sometimes with multiple guys at the same. God damn! Woo! Dude was a mess for a year after that. Fuck yeah, I'd be a mess. Think about it. You get married. You think this girl's the love of your life. You're like, let's go. I am so happy. That's my boo thing. And then out of nowhere, only 6 months into this marriage, and she's just like, look, I kind of. She belongs to the streets. I belong to the streets. I've been cheating on you with all these other dudes. Sometimes these dudes at the same time. Chinese finger trapping, all that shit. Yeah, like, yo, I would be broken too. If I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't be able to trust a woman for a long time after shit like that. I'd be like, dude, that is trauma. God, that right there is just heavy. Getting back into the dating world must be almost impossible for that guy after something like that. Oh, because I know it'd be for me. I'd be sitting there just so skeptical of just everything in a relationship because I would be like, how can I trust it, God. Woo! I'm not sure, but the thank you card from my gift arrived on the day I found out they were divorced. 2 weeks at. God damn. Damn, they were only married for 2 weeks. What happened? 2 weeks? That's it? 2 weeks? They should be at least on their honeymoon by then, or back from their honeymoon, or it's like, was it that bad? Oh my God. My friend's mom got married to a trucker, was pretty nice guy, treated her well, took care of her financially. About a year in, his other 3 wives from other states group called her to inform her that he was also married to all of them as well. They all divorced him at the same time. Nothing was even finalized yet, and he was sitting at a bar drinking. A fight broke out between other people, and he got shoved off his bar stool, hit his head pretty good, went home to sleep it off, and never woke up. Oh, shit. Wow. Dang. I mean, first off, I look, man. I get it. You doing your thing, got all these other girls. Why would you marry them though? You know, like you gotta split your assets fucking 3 ways between 3 women. That's crazy. Now, I don't, with some of the women, maybe he wasn't with them long enough for them to collect alimony or whatever the case may be. But it's like at least one of those chicks is getting alimony. Hopefully he didn't have kids with any of these chicks, because then that would have been child support. But it's like, bruh, at the least they're going to be, entitled to something, or they're going to be fighting in court for something, like I deserve a certain percentage of whatever. And it's just like, God, you not only have one girl trying to take all your shit, but you got 3. And then just the craziest turn of events. He gets into a bar fight and he's just like, fuck, he fell asleep with a concussion, I'm sure is what happened, and he never woke up. Damn, man. Rest in peace to that guy, but god damn. Went to a wedding that the bride's parents spent $30,000 for. 1 month later, the husband got a better job in a city 90 minutes away. The wife didn't want to move that far from her parents. They were divorced less than 2 months of marriage. That's crazy. Wow. All because she didn't want to move like an hour or so away from her, an hour and a half away from her parents, because he got, a newer job or whatever. That just tells me she didn't really love that nigga. It's like, if I elevate myself, I got a new job, I'm making more money, we can live closer to the city, and all we got to do is drive an hour and a half to go see your parents. It's not like we're moving states and we're never going to see them again. Like, that just tells me she didn't love that dude at all. That's crazy. It's like, what did you get married for? Jesus. The maid of honor sat down at our table, downed a shot, and said, I give them 3 years. They made it 2 years and 8 months. Wow. I can't believe the maid of honor called that. The maid of honor must have saw some shit in the background. Either that or she just got done sucking him off. Something. Like, there had to have been something that went on to where she knew it wasn't going to last. And my guess is that she was having relations or whatever with the groom, and then he was just like, oh, give me some time, whatever, I'll get out of this with her, and then we could be together and doing our thing. And she like, oh, say less, I'll wait, and she was just like, well, I give them 3 years, they ain't gonna last. Either that, or there was just like a huge fight that bursted out of nowhere about something, or somebody cheated, or somebody did something, whatever the case may be. That maid of honor fucking saw some shit. I would love to know what it was, man. God, I wish they would have asked her, like, why do you say that? Like, all right, I'm going to do 3 more. A week before the wedding, the bride walked in on the groom fucking the dog's stuffed toy. What? They went through with the very elaborate wedding, and I'm pretty sure it's because she wanted a wedding, not a marriage. In the first place, they annulled the marriage 2 weeks later. Her parents are still paying off the wedding debt, and that happened 5 years ago. Why? That's so fucked up. Like, you're making your parents pay on something that didn't even last a month. If I was her parents, I would have threw that debt on her. The fuck we talking about here? And I would have been like, no, you need to pay this shit back. You need to pay this shit, because you sat there and you did this whole wedding, and then you fucking divorced the guy. I get it. He's fucking a stuffed animal, crazy, weird, whatever. And if you don't want to be with that anymore, you don't want to be with that anymore. But we could have pulled out of this and we could have got our fucking money back. Weddings ain't cheap. I'd have been like, you're paying this shit back. Like, after I'm done paying, because it might be like in their name, like all the stuff might be like in the parents' name. So I would pay it off and then be like, you are paying me back. every fucking cent, because that's crazy. The fact that you're going to sit there and you're going to go through a wedding and then divorce homeboy 2 weeks later. Like, why did you even get married to him? Oh my God. My cousin, the female bride, was dancing too much at the reception, so the groom hit her. What? My uncles gave him a ride to the hospital, which he needed very badly. By the time he got there, he was annulled pretty quickly. So she was dancing too much, and then he just gave her the ye old pimp hand and was just like, bitch, stop dancing. And then the uncles came out of nowhere and they were just like, hey, motherfucker. You know, and they're like, put his ass in the back seat. We're going to, dump him out in front of the hospital. I'm like, what? And then by the time he got out of the hospital, he was divorced, and shit was done. Like, who are you guys marrying? Seriously. Like these guys got down on a knee and said yes, and you said yes, but you didn't really understand or get to know maybe the guy that you're actually marrying, or the guy, or was it a thing where this dude just like hid all of this, and then all of a sudden he's just like, I finally got her, guys. Now that we're married, I get to just give her the ye old pimp hand whenever I want to. Or has he always been giving you the pimp hand, and then this was the first time anybody has seen it in public? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she's been getting the pimp hand for a while now, and the family just didn't know about it. Because I'm being honest, I'm like, why would she be saying, or why would she say yes and agree to marry this guy? If this hasn't been a thing, then she's just like not used to it and okay with it. I don't know. This is gonna be our last one. Went to Singapore to attend a female friend's wedding with a Singaporean guy. She had been so happy up until the actual wedding. My friends and I arrived like 3 days before the ceremony, and the wedding girl was visibly troubled when she met us. We just thought it was nerves and all that. Wedding day comes, and she comes out in her full wedding gown with an absolute bitch face, like I'm about to murder somebody kind of bitch face. I'm not even kidding. Never smiled once during the whole ceremony and the dinner. She loosened up a bit in the party, and my girlfriend went and asked if she was okay. She waved my girlfriend away. Right after the wedding, she went back to Hong Kong for work, claimed there's shit she needs to do. Then COVID hit, and we were practically not allowed to travel anywhere for a year or two. We were worried about her marriage, but she was rather evasive, not answering our questions or just shooting the shit whenever we talked about it. Our circle of friends learned not to ask about it anymore. Fast forward 5 years until now. It turns out that she never actually got married. The ceremony and everything was a show. We gathered that the dude probably had another girlfriend in Singapore, and she only found out right before the wedding. But then she never said it out loud, hinted it here or there with some close friends of hers. Shit's unreal. 6 or 7 of us with a 4-year-old kid flew to Singapore just to witness a show of a wedding. Wow. That's crazy. I thought it was a thing where homeboy, like maybe he wanted a prenup or something like that, or she wasn't getting something that she didn't want. But apparently, my thing is, why did she leave? Why still go through with the ceremony? Like, ditch the wedding at that point. Goodbye. Like, why go through with it? That's my biggest thing. Why are you going through with it? If you found out that he's got another girl literally the day of the wedding, why did you go through with the wedding at all? And then on top of that, why didn't you expose homeboy during the wedding? And be like, do you take so-and-so to be your lawfully wedded husband? And she could have just been like, no, I don't. Because he's got another girl on the side, and everybody would have been like, what? Oh my God. You know, they'd have just been like,
What did he say?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
oh my, you know, everybody's just in the crowd like, what? You know, and she could have blew his old spot up. She could have did that. I don't know why she didn't. That would have been like the perfect time to just kind of blow his whole spot up. Because that's what I think. Shit, that's what I would have done. If I found out my bride-to-be, you know, sucked off Chad Thundercock, you know what I mean, at her bachelor party or whatever, man, I'd blow her spot up. And I'd be like, nah, bitch, fuck you. Like, what are we talking about here? Exposed. Fuck out of here, man. I'm not getting married to you. Like, what the fuck? And then, on top of that, apparently the wedding wasn't even real. It was just kind of like a show, a spectacle, a party. You know what I mean? Like, there was no actual legal, you know, tied to it or nothing. They weren't actually married. She was technically single the whole damn time. That's crazy, man. Golly. All right, that's going to do it for me for that thread. My God, that was a juicy, and I mean juicy thread. Fucking A, man. Woo, that thread was crazy. You know, we go through a lot of great threads, but some threads stand out more than others, and that was a goddamn standout, man. Jesus. Woo, that was a good thread, though. I ain't gonna lie. All right, I'm going to hop into announcements. We'll get right through those, and then we'll get on to our scenarios for today's show. Patreon.com/SmileyAssholePodcast. If you want to get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to be featured on the Tuesday, as well as Sunday shows. Get on the Patreon. Send me some scenarios, whether they're yours, your friends, your dogs, your cats, your moms, your dads. Send it over. I'd love to feature it on the show. If you want to support us, if you're primarily an audio listener and you're supporting us out there, please keep downloading the podcast as well as rating it 5 stars on wherever you listen. That helps out a lot. It recommends the show to more people and gets people checking out the show and so on and so forth. And then let's see, TikTok as well as Instagram. If you don't have time for a full show and you love the more short form style stuff, I got you there. Don't worry about it. TikTok as well as Instagram. Check us out there for all the clips, for all the episodes. We have them all there. I be trying to keep it up with them as much as I can. TikTok is kind of being kind of whack, if I'm being honest with you, but it is what it is. But follow us over there for the clips of the show. If you want to help us out on the free 99 side even more, check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to us on there. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I've been appreciating it so much. You guys have been doing big numbers as far as downloads and following on TikTok and Instagram support. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of that. Without further ado, though, let's get into our scenarios. Our first one is, am I overreacting? My daughter is having an affair with the married neighbor. I told her she needs to move out of my house. Damn right, you little harlot. Because what the fuck? Okay, last week I caught my daughter, 21, leaving our neighbor's house early in the morning. I was getting a drink around 3 in the morning and watched her leave their house, and she snuck across the yard and went through our basement door. Our neighbor is married and probably 30. I assume his wife was gone for the night as her car wasn't there. The next morning, I went down to my daughter's room and confronted her. At first, she denied it, but she eventually said that she has been sleeping with him for a couple months. I lost it at that point and yelled at her, telling her he is married and she's helping to ruin a marriage. I told her that she needs to tell the wife or she needs to move out. She is clearly upset and thinks I'm overreacting. My wife is also thinking I'm going too far. What? I would think the wife would be on your side, but I mean, at the same time, the wife is like, hey, yo, look, you know, if this house of cards comes crashing down, it's going to come crashing down on her and not us. You know, we could pretend like we didn't even know. And that's why I'm kind of on the wife's side with this one. I'm like, you know what? I'd kind of be on that too. Because like I said, once that house of cards comes falling down and the wife is over here pulling her hair and beating her ass, I mean, hey, that's on her. I'm just being honest with you. That's on her. And it's like, I'm going to let her get that ass whooping because she deserves it. You know what I mean? You want to be a little harlot and you want to be out here playing around like that? Yeah, you're going to get your ass beat. And you kind of deserve that one. If I'm being honest with you, like, let's keep it straight. You kind of deserve that ass whooping, girl. Let's see. I got that the neighbor is a main issue, but I'm really disappointed in my daughter. She knows his wife and has even babysit for them. Damn, they got kids too. Ooh. Is telling her to confess or move out too far. Fuck no, man. I mean, the moving out thing, crazy. All right, the moving out thing is a little crazy because I get what he's thinking. He's like, I don't want her bringing all this unnecessary drama to my home, and then what if something crazy does happen? When this bitch try to walk up in here with a gun or something like that, and I got to call the police it puts him and his wife at such a huge risk because he doesn't know that when this house of cards falls down, what's going to happen. He already knows that the husband and the wife and all that, they're going to get divorced. That's going to happen 1,000%. But what is going to happen to my daughter and my wife? What is going to happen to my home? We are right next door to these people. So I do get that. Why he's kind of like, you know what? Nah, if you're going to do all that shit, get the fuck out my house. You can go be a hoe out on your own, And I get that 100%. Now that I think about it, now when you kind of just, take the duality of of the whole situation, you're kind of like, ooh, yeah, I don't know what the fuck that wife's going to do. You know what I mean? What if she like go get some niggas to come up in my house? You know what I mean? Like, dude, I don't think you're overreacting at all because like I said, when this house of cards falls, it's going to be bad. It is going to be bad. Man, and your daughter,
She belongs to the streets.
sadly, goddamn. All right. Let me know what you think about that one in the comments because, woo, that one's a little crazy. Okay. I cheated on my girlfriend at prom. Oh, nigga. Okay, guys, what do? I haven't told anyone this, and the other girl said to not tell anyone either, and she also won't because I cheated on my girlfriend with a friend in our friend group. My girlfriend couldn't come to prom with me. I spent the night with friends, but also with her. Things got hot and heavy between us. At first, I didn't want to do it. The obvious, man.
Stop the cap.
Come on now. At first, I didn't want to. Come on, man. The first obvious reason was because I have a girlfriend, but she kept on persisting and she took her boobs out. I know I am a weak person, but I let her give me a BJ and we fooled around some. Other than that, we didn't have sex. She's truly acting like nothing happened. My girlfriend and her talk, hang out, text, whatever. Look, I know it's fucked up, but I do leave things how they are. But do I leave things how they are? My girlfriend and I have been dating since sophomore year and we love each other a lot. I don't think you love her that much, nigga. But hey, if I'm being honest with you, say nothing. Say nothing won't be nothing. And I know you listeners right now are just like, oh, how dare you? I dare you, that is so bad. You should tell her and face his consequences. But let's be honest here. He ain't going to do that. Fuck no. He's not going to do that. He's not going to sit there and tell this girl, hey, yo, Shelby took her boobies out and slobbed on my knob. Corn on the cob. He's not going to say that. He's going to sit there and he is going to cap till the end of time, and that's and what sucks is like now that homegirl, because what I'm thinking low-key is that this girl is jealous of the girlfriend because she probably likes him, And that's probably why she did all the shit that she did. Because, come on, man, they're at prom. They ain't drinking. She wasn't drunk. She wasn't under the influence of anything. Like, let's be honest here. She was straight sober, and she saw her opportunity. She took it. So it was simply a thing where he in a love triangle kind of thing. It is what it is. That's his girl. That's his friend, but she like him. And and that's why she was so adamant about like, oh, don't say anything to her. We won't say anything. We'll just keep it a secret, so on and so forth. Because she knows. Fuck yeah, man. She knows. She's like, look, man, I'll be the side chick. I'm down for that. You know what I mean? Because I guarantee you there's at least going to be one more time. At least one more time. And she's going to try to, shoot her little shot again. And this time she's probably going to try to go all the way. She's going to try to get the cookies in the cookie jar. Like, man. She's like, I got him to do that at prom. Like, he's gonna be like, she's gonna be like, hey, yo, Jacob, can I go to your house? I need a study. Can we hang out at your house and study? And then before you know it, she's like, glop, 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 glop. And he's like, oh. Because she's gonna show out. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was good at prom. It might have been, it might not. I don't know. But I mean, it's like, I can guarantee you, the boy's like 16, 17. So he probably don't know what good top is anyway. So he's just like, oh shit, So I don't know, man. Like I said, personally, wouldn't say nothing, won't be nothing, and it is what it is. And then, just move on from there. Yeah, because like I said, I already know you ain't gonna tell your girl. I already know you're not gonna do that. So you just might as well give them the realistic advice and let them go with it. Keep it quiet. Hopefully she keeps it quiet too. I mean, she's already said she's gonna keep it quiet, so that's good. Act normal. Act like everything is copacetic and chill, and then you all right, man. You all right. Okay. On to our next one. Does she really think I'm dumb? All right, let's see what's up. So my girlfriend for the last 4 years has probably been cheating and even possibly had someone in our place. I confronted her about it, but she just denies it all. And she'll swear on her mother's life or go out of her way to leave her phone laying around after I know for a fact she deleted any incriminating evidence. Long story short, she had started following this guy on Insta. They were following each other, and once I noticed and said something, she deleted or blocked him. So now I can't prove it. She just denies everything and tries to make me think I didn't see what I saw. And since it's no proof, I just look like I'm accusing her of something because I don't want to be with her. So, do I cheat back and do the same thing or leave her regardless if I have proof or not? Bro, leave her. Don't do all this tit for tat bullshit. Don't, stir up the hornet's nest more than you already had. Like, bro, just leave. Just be like, you know what? I don't know if you're cheating on me or not. And if I'm being honest with you, the fact that I have to question this shows me that this relationship is not for me. It sucks. I hate to admit it, but you know what? Just the fact that I'm questioning it shows me that this relationship is not for me and I need to go. And it is what it is. Bam. And that's it. You move on. Because I look at it like, regardless if she's cheating on you or not, the fact that you're that paranoid tells me that you don't trust her and that it's hard for you to really see her as a good partner and see her as somebody that you would want to be with long term. So it's like you're just wasting your time staying in this relationship and then cheating and trying to be vindictive and all that kind of stuff. You're going to do it. And then after that, after it's all done, after it's all said and done, you're going to be like, well, shit, that was kind of a waste of time. It was a waste of time. It was like, I could have just left and You know, and went my own way. Like, why'd I do all this stuff? There's no point in the cheating. The tit for tat stuff, you just feel more empty at the end of it. And then on top of that, she's probably not going to care. And then she's going to break up with you. And then you're sitting there like, oh, well, you know, when you could be the one in the relationship and be the one to walk away from it clean. And that's that. Like, dude, what are we doing here? I think that's just very childish if you want to sit there and be like, I'm going to cheat back because they cheated. Like, come on, man. You know, grown-ass adult acting like a fucking high school kid. Get out of here, man. Like, nah, be a fucking man. Let her know, look, whether you cheated on me or not, the fact that I'm asking the question, the fact that I have to, I'm even thinking that. You know, even thinking that you're capable of that just shows me this relationship ain't working. So I'm out, you know? So, yeah, man, break up with that girl. What the fuck you doing? Okay, my girlfriend told me how often she was intimate with her ex, and now I'm insecure. God, that means she ain't over that dude. I, 24 male, have been dating this girl, 23 female, for about 7 months. Yeah, you guys only been dating for 7 months. Oh, my thing, it makes me feel like he's a bit of like a long-term rebound guy, or it's a thing where, you know, she maybe tried to move on a little too fast, and so she's just like constantly thinking about her ex, but she doesn't really want to go back to her ex because she knows how it's going to turn out. She's like, if I go back to my ex, I already know how it's going to end, but I can't stop thinking about that motherfucker. I'm still in love with him, all this kind of stuff. You know, so she's thinking like, oh, well, you know, what is there to do when you can't get over somebody? Well, get under somebody else. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what she's doing. All right. Things were going great for the first 5-ish months, and I really like her. We probably averaged having sex once a week. Damn, nigga, once a week? I mean, in the beginning of a relationship, it's like 8 or 9 times in a week. Like, bro, I mean, unless you work a lot, but still, it's like the beginning of the relationship that's the highlights. You know, once a week? Yeah, she definitely don't like you like that, bro. God damn. More at the beginning of the relationship, I would have liked to have sex 2 to 3 times a week, but she's usually only in the mood once, but I never took it personal. Seemed like once a week was working for us. That was cope, bro. A few weeks ago, she told me she was on an extended period. By the time day 17 on the period came, I had my suspicions, but I never directly questioned it or accused her of anything. Ah, man. See, that's why for me, when I'm in a relationship with a girl, I'm like, bitch, a period only stops a number. Get the fuck over here. We're going to put a towel down, and you about to get this dick. What are we talking about? I ain't afraid of no period blood, bitch. What are we talking about here? You know, I be that type of guy because you ain't about to use no period as an excuse for me not to smash. Nah. We have this great invention called showers. You know, I will take a shower and I'll just wash the blood off. I ain't scared of that bullshit. Nah, man. I am getting up in them walls. I don't give a fuck what time of the month it is. Well, you know what I mean? Fact that, like, dudes accept that as an excuse, retarded. Ay. I'm getting mine. Then she told me she didn't want to have sex for a couple more weeks. Yeah, bro. She don't like you, man. She don't like you at all. She don't like you, bro. She doesn't like you at all. And she's probably having sex with her ex. Let's be honest. She didn't want to tell me what it was about, so I didn't pry, but I told her no pressure, and she told me, and she could tell me anything. I should add during the 2-week period and 3-week break, 5 weeks of total from sex, I never tried to initiate and never brought up the topic unless she did first. I was trying to give her some space. Last week she told me she was ready again and we had some very meh sex. She didn't seem that into it and I told her we could keep taking a break. She said no, it was fine. but I could tell something was up. Last week we went out with some buddies for a birthday. Me and her ex-boyfriend are part of the same extended friend group. Ooh, I see him maybe 2 to 3 times a year, and he's a nice enough dude. We don't talk about her, and I actually didn't put 2 and 2 together that they were exes until about 3 months ago. My girlfriend said they dated a couple years ago for 5 months and that it wasn't that serious. Anyway, I had a few drinks and a fun night, and we went home. The next day I got breakfast with my girlfriend, and she asked about my night, and she was asking about my night, and she goes, was my ex there? I said yes. She goes, randomly out of the blue, so crazy to think me and him used to just fuck twice a day, every day. Facts. Because she actually liked that nigga. You see how that difference is when she actually likes a dude and how she's being with you. Trust me, she actually liked him, and I think what it was a thing is I don't think this guy is her ex-boyfriend. I think in her head they're exes. In his head, she was a fuck buddy. And then when things got serious and she actually wanted a relationship, he bowed out and was just like, oh, no, I don't want a relationship with you. You know, I just been loving what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. Like, we get to hang out and then we fuck or whatever. And I think that's how that relationship went. Because she said that they dated for only like 5 months. And if I'm being honest with you, a guy who is in a relationship with a girl, especially if he's smashing her 2 times a day, almost every day, I mean, he's not going to leave that, especially if that's his girlfriend. He's not going to leave that. For what? Why? Dude's getting mad coochie and he's chilling. But see, I think it was a thing where he looked at it like they're just friends with benefits. He didn't see her that way. She saw him that way. And then he had to cut it off because he was like, oh, dude, damn, you got feelings for me? No, I don't see it that way. I mean, we can keep fucking or whatever. And then she was just like, oh, no, I want a relationship. So then she got with this schmuck and was just like, oh, cool, he actually wants a relationship, you know, but the dick game probably wasn't there. And so she's like, fuck, I'm conflicted. Like, I want to be with this guy because I actually like him and the dick game is good, but he doesn't want a relationship. I like this guy, but dick game is whack and he actually wants a relationship. So she's like so stuck in the middle between these two dudes, and you know what I mean, and she's just like, I wish I could have the sex with this guy, you know. But yeah, she don't like you like that, bro. Damn. Okay, so he says, what the fuck, why did she say that? I don't really care how much sex we have. I want her to be comfortable and happy, but it feels as if she's just rubbing it in. I'm confused, hurt, and quite honestly a little insecure about sex now. Am I overreacting? Would he be overreacting? You're overreacting about the wrong thing. Let's say that. You're overreacting about the wrong thing. What you should be asking is, am I overreacting to think that my ex or my girl still likes her ex? That's what you should be asking. Because if I'm being honest with you, I think I thoroughly think, like probably 99% think that they were hooking up. Her and this ex were hooking up. She wanted more. He didn't. So then she had to dip out. She couldn't get over homeboy. So then she got with you. You know, you're the rebound dude. And your dick game is whack. And since the dick game is whack, she looks at it like, fuck, man. You know, I don't really care to have sex with this dude that much because it's like, yeah, I'm getting the relationship, but I'm getting some whack penis. You know? And if I'm being honest with you, that whole 17-week period bullshit, and you over here, you know, oh, you know, make you feel comfortable, blah, blah, blah. She's probably been double backing on homeboy. She probably has been. Just because that's kind of the nature of their relationship, you know. And it would make sense if she was actually cheating on him and going to go fuck this dude because, well, why not? You know, she don't really see him like that. She probably has like the relationship style feelings for this guy, but sexual feelings, she probably has none of that for him. She probably has none of that. The fact that, you know, she probably just lays there and just like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Because he was like, once they finally did have sex after that little dry spell, it was meh. So yeah, you know, and she probably closing her eyes thinking about him or something. So yeah, sadly, brother, you're gonna have to get rid of her, bro. Yeah, I would get rid of her because it's just like she don't like you like that, and she's pretending. She's pretending hardcore to like you. Yeah, because if she did like you, you guys would be having sex all very often. You guys are in literally the infancy stages of your relationship. Like, this is where you guys should be getting it in all day, every day. You know, like anywhere and everywhere you possibly can, you getting it in, and it's like you're not getting it in. Like, what? You know, that just tells me she don't like you that much. It sucks, but it's what it is. All right, this is going to be our last one for today's episode. This one is, am I overreacting? My new girlfriend wants proof of divorce and income. Okay, that's a little... I mean, the proof of divorce, that one kind of makes sense just because a lot of times people will be like in the middle of getting divorced and they're not like officially divorced yet. And so then, you know, they get into these relationships and then sometimes, you know, they don't even bother with like filing the rest of the paperwork and stuff like that and having it fully go through. And then it's time for them to get married. And then they're like, oh, technically he's still married to his ex-wife. And it's like, wait, what? You're still technically married, and you know what I mean? So that one I understand, but the income one is a little sus. Yeah, that one's a little red flaggy, but we'll see. All right, I'm a 32 male, and I have been seeing a girl, 29 female, for 3 weeks. I got married young and divorced in 2020. We've been dating for a year and a half, and have seen 2 other people seriously in that time, and this issue didn't come up. Twice lately I've been bantering, and she'll make a joke about if I was even previously married, but then she gets real serious and says stuff like, can you tell me why I can't find that public information though, and understand why it's even sketchier that you were defensive about it? I feel like we have a great connection, but I'm getting tired of the mystery BS. Like you saying you're financially stable, but living with your 25-year-old brother, like it doesn't make sense. And you can get mad at me sending this via text, but the confusion you've caused for me is just upsetting. If you don't want a girlfriend or a partner, then I'll move on because I'm tired of having questions come to mind. I'm 29. I don't play games. I'm looking for someone to do life with. For the record, I have now agreed to show her my divorce certification. But when she said, I can't possibly be the first person who asked for this proof, I said, you really are, which she said was gaslighty. I don't really want to show her my tax return though. It's pretty normal. 92K in 2022, 100K in 2023. This nigga said normal. Like everybody makes 90 to 100,000 a year. Nigga, fuck out of here. You talking about you as normal? Fuck you, bro. I kind of think we should end this immediately because she's got some deep insecurities that are going to make my life hell if I stay with her. We have a good connection, but I'm getting a lot of other red flags from my ex right now. Am I overreacting, or is she crazy and I need to leave? I don't have a problem with the proof of divorce, but not believing I was even married is weird. She never framed her request as making sure I didn't have a double life as a married man, but rather it was that I was probably being dishonest about everything, and that's just not something I'm going to take the time to deal with. to set the record straight this early on, we had multiple conversations about valuing honesty and describing the split and divorce in detail. So if she thinks I'm making all that up, then I quit. My roomie situation is preference / part financial. I like my brother and generally not living alone, but also he's getting his feet on the ground. Splitting rent allows me to save a good chunk of my income while not watching spending that closely and living in a semi-expensive city. To be honest, I highly recommend. I'd never thought of it as a signal of being low status, but if prospected partners want to think that, it just helps me file the ones, or I don't know, the ones that aren't for me. No, I don't think you're overreacting. I think homegirl is crazy, if I'm being honest with you. I really do. I think homegirl is crazy and she's just asking for a little too much. And he even said the same thing. I understand the proof of divorce because she looks at it like, hey, I want to make sure that you're actually out of this relationship 100% with this woman and that you aren't, still married, talking about, oh, I'm going to leave her and all that kind of stuff. 100%. I get that, but the fact that she's like sitting there, and saying that, oh, I need to see proof of your income, and why, if you're so financially stable, then why are you living with your brother? That's so weird, and this and that. Like, kick this bitch to the curb, bro, if I'm being honest with you, because it's like, I choose to live my life the way I'm going to choose to live my life. If I want to live with my brother and all that kind of stuff, that's not indicative of my financial situation. My finances are good. They're solid and ready to go. I don't need to prove that to you. You know what I mean? If you need this proof so bad, you can go find some other sucker that's willing to do all that. For me, I know that I'm financially stable, and you will see that through my actions. I'm not going to sit here and show you all of this stuff because you feel like I'm lying to you, this and that. Look, I get it. There's some dudes out there that, they fake having this certain lifestyle, and that's fine, whatever the case may be. But it's one of those things where those dudes that are faking it, oh boy, trust me, you can tell quickly that them motherfuckers are faking it. 100%, because they're cashing out a check that they're writing a check that they can't cash out. They're propping themselves up to be this certain person. And then when they can't keep it up, then you start to see it. You're like, oh, But when a guy actually has this shit together, you'll see it. You'll see the consistency through it. You'll see and you'll know, oh man, no, this guy is actually got money the way he says he's got money. He's actually doing what he's actually doing. So like I said, I understand with the divorce thing. And that I probably wouldn't feel too weirded out about. I'd be like, you know what? That makes sense. I understand. Here, I got you. But like I said, as far as the income and her kind of putting him down for the way he wants to have his living situation, I think is just really messed up. And that's just doing too much, girl. Golly. But yeah, if I were you, homeboy, I'd tell her to kick rocks and be like, fuck it, man, and go find you a girl that's less of a headache. Because if you start dating this girl, man, she's going to be a headache. Oh my gosh, she's going to be a fucking headache. And I can already see it. I can already see her being just a huge headache and a big pain in the ass. So my biggest thing is just fuck it. Peace and chicken grease, girl. That's how I would see it. But that's going to go ahead and be today's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching today's beautiful Tuesday episode, man. Let me know what you guys think about all the scenarios in the comments. My goodness, my brain just blanked out all of a sudden. But let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments. Appreciate you guys for coming out here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Haunting Adeline, because Haunting Adeline has been getting really, really good. We were left on a bit of a cliffhanger last week, so hopefully this week we're going to get a little more juice. And just keep supporting the show, man. If you're an audio listener, download, rating the podcast 5 stars. If you guys want to enjoy a little more of the show, but you don't have time for a full podcast all the time, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Get the short bite-sized pieces of every single episode. And then following us on YouTube, man. Check out what we got going on over there. YouTube.com/My Other Asshole Podcast. We have the Haunting Adeline playlist over there, as well as a playlist that just contains all the episodes. You get to check out, our little dual camera setup we got going on here and all the different changes that we've been doing, because, I like to improve the show a little bit more and more here and there. So that's gonna be it for me, though. I love you guys. Appreciate all the support. Peace and chicken grease.